Hi and welcome back to my channel, and in this video I'm going to be talking about why you should be trademarking your CIC name and logo, why you should be copywriting all of your work so it's protected, and also how you can license your work and actually make money from your CIC licensing the work that you have created as a person, maybe in your LTD or as a self-employed person, licensing it for a fee to your CIC and maybe even other CICs and organisations. So all of that is coming up in this video. So before I get into that, please hit the subscribe button for everything to do with community interest companies, social enterprises, grant funding. I cover all of that stuff on this channel regularly with all of my tips. I've also got a membership and a course, how to set up CIC and get grant funded in 4 months, over on my website, so do join that. And if you want to ask me any questions or want to book a call with me just to strategize and work through how you're going to set up your CIC and what you're going to do and how you're going to pay yourself and all of those things, you can always just book an hour's call with me. So that aside, let's get into it. So this is an important video so that you get protected for your work, but also so that you are able to make some extra money as well. So let's start with trademarking. So your CIC name and your logo, you should definitely trademark that. The reason being is that somebody else could set up a company, they could steal although they can't steal your name on Companies House, they could start, say, using your logo or using your name in a different way, and then they could actually charge you for it because they then go and trademark it. So that is a nasty thing that can happen in the industry. It does happen. So definitely protect yourself by trademarking your logo and your name. Next up, let's talk about copyright protection. So if you are making something, say you're making some kind of book, some kind of program, some kind of artwork even, any of that kind of stuff, you can copyright your stuff. So I have done this before, where with my CICs, I, for example, created a book for prisons. It was a prison course. I designed it all. So I made sure that I got that copyright protected. It wasn't particularly expensive. I will put a link in the bio. It cost me around £30 a year at that time. Maybe different now. I do shop around. But basically you can just get a yearly unlimited amount of copyright for around 30 to 50 a year, and then what you do is you add all of your work that you want to copyright and protect. You just add it and upload it, and that if in those packages it is unlimited, so you can continually just dump anything that you're creating in that, and the price doesn't change annually. So I found that really useful because I was making a lot of books and lots of workbooks and programs. So definitely protect what you've got. So next I wanted to talk about how you can then license that. So say, for example, like my prison book that I made, I could then, if I say I make that because I did make it in my LTD, but my CIC then did work with it. So I made the work in my LTD, which is why I always say that if you as a person, out of your head and your experience, are making something, always make it in your LTD so that you own it. Because if you make it in your CIC will own it. And remember, that's a community interest company. So you don't own that, okay? That would be a community interest company. You're just a director of it. So make sure you create something and you keep it as yours, so with your name on. You then, like I said, copyright it. And then, say then with my prison book, my CIC can then go and buy the copies of that book and deliver that program itself, and it can gain grant funding to do that. So it can then gain grant funding for me to go over to the CIC and deliver the workshops, deliver the work with buying the books off me. And I can also then charge the CIC for my license fee. So for the CIC to do the work that I've created, it can then pay me, the person, a license fee. This could be a monthly fee. So say £100 a month, for example. So I could charge my CIC £100 a month for the CIC to use the work that I've created. I can then also buy the materials from me, the LTD. I can also hire me to the CIC. So I hope that makes sense. And you understand that those are the different ways that you as a person can get paid by your CIC, which can pull down the grant funding to deliver the work. you can get paid in those different ways. Even if you are a director, you can still do that. What I would say is you could just have a policy as in your CIC, just because you are a director of the CIC, which just talks about how obviously you are, the reason why you're being hired, even though you're a director, is because you are providing a unique service. It's something that's competitive. It's a good use of public funds. And it's also being signed off by the other directors. And a little policy like that will just cover you in any eventualities. Should a grant funder say, well, how come you're hiring somebody that's a director? So that just covers you for that. And that policy is called a conflict of interest policy. So I hope that video helps you, and if you have any more questions or you have an idea of how you want to grow something that you've created in your social enterprise, in your LTD, and how that works out with your CIC, then do book a call with me and I will work through with you a best strategy.